Yeah, if anybody wants to take the opportunity to drive up there, I'm sure he wouldn't mind. Give him a call or whatever.
At the bottom of the map, it says lands of Michael Higley, is that
No.
a different Higley?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the next piece of property. That's Al Higley's property.
So this is up,
This is the man that's right before him, and the house is up at the top, right on the corner there of,
yeah, I didn't know it was such a big, and then Denman,
yeah, 212 and
okay.
28.
So the drive, is there an issue with the driveway being is it one vehicle driveway? Maybe two vehicles pass in opposite directions
Yeah.
on that, and is that?
What is the width of the driveway? So,
I mean, I've never been up the driveway. I've just seen it from 28.
20 feet. And that's probably 20 feet's wide enough for 2 cars.
What if he gets a truck delivery, and the truck is coming down, and someone's driving up the driveway?
And he's also there every day with his kids waiting for the bus on that driveway. I feel it. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, if nothing more, this project will help us get our wording down pat and how we're gonna handle farm stands and farm markets.
Yeah, I think the farm stand and the farm market are the same things. I'm gonna read what the definitions are in a little while, and I think that you can see that they're gonna be changing. Is it a permitted use in that district? It's a residential district?
Residential.
Yeah. Is that the first one?
That's the first
Okay,
one.
Art, can you say what page you
Yeah.
find this on?
Yeah, farm stand information Clifton is 11640, it's page 116.91. May I speak?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just wondering, you're in charge.
You go right ahead.
Okay. On roadside, it says here, 11640. It says roadside farm produce stands as an accessory use provided that. All right, so the first thing we're going to look at is it as an accessory use. So now I go and I look up the definition of accessory use, and that is a use, occupancy, or tendency which is customarily incidental and subordinate to the principal use, occupancy, or tendency, and located on the same lot or premises. So it means that it has to be subordinate to a farm. So then I went back to the farm stand and I looked up the rest of the regulations, and one is such stand shall not exceed 100 square feet in total area. 2, such stand shall be located not less than 20 feet from any street line. 3, such stand shall be solely used for display and sale of agricultural products grown principally on the premises or elsewhere by the operator of a roadside stand. So that explains what the market and the stand are.
You know
It's a
what,
sta-
are we on the same, you have 11691,
Yes,
and your date here is
2008.
2008, and my date is 2012, and it reads differently.
I don't have the 100-foot either.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
yeah,
That's the
so
old-
I have,
yeah.
That's the
I
old
have
farm
more than
stand.
49%.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that's good, so.
That's
put a
the
big
old
circle.
farm stand
Let me
one.
put a big circle down there. Okay. And then, signage, is the next one signage in your book? Signage shall be limited to 12 square feet and be located not less than 25 feet off of any street line.
I've got so we go from 1, and then 2 is such stand shall be located not less than 20 feet from any street line.
Right,
3, such stand shall be solely used for display and sale of plants, fruit, vegetables, meat, dairy, fish, and food products derived from the same. And then we move on to 4 about signage.
Okay, all right, so the only difference was, mine was,
And it says 5 feet from any street on the sign.
right, okay. So now what I did was to make sure that I was running in sync with these other things. This is the Anderson, this is New York State Zoning Law and Practice, the 3rd edition. It's the New York Practice Library, and it's what New York State bases its zoning on. And I looked up accessory use. The use incidental or subordinate to the principal use or located on the same lot with such principal use or building. So my concern here is that if we're going to have a farm stand, it's supposed to be subordinate to a farm and not just placed on the side of the road. Now, you had said farm market, and farm market, if they bring things in, it still falls under the category of a farm stand because it says grown on.
Well, during the workshop meeting, you said that it wouldn't be a farm stand, it'd be a retail.
Well, then it's a retail store, then it doesn't matter, you could say it's a sporting goods store.
Right,
It fall
right.
under that, the same category.
Correct.
So you have to find out if it's a retail store or if it's a farm stand. We have to differentiate that, and it's a retail store permitted in the residential section,
Right.
in the residential zone.
So you would have to go for a use variance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know what the hardship could be.
Well, spot zoning.
Yeah, I don't know what. So anyway, just, these are the things that I looked up, and I just wanted to bring them up to the board for discussion.
Mhm.
So I need to update that. That's pretty important.
Yeah, according to the new code, most of the product's supposed to come from that farm,
From the
Yeah.
farm,
from the farm that, where the stand is.
yes.
Yeah,
Well, that's not the new code, I always said that, right?
no?
I don't think the old one, no.
No, the old one didn't say.
The old one was just a
You
10
have the
square
old
feet.
code, right?
I do.
Oh.
I have the old code.
This is the old code.
Here, you know.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were reading, that's why I said it always was.
Well, I read it from the old code, and Kathy read it from the new code. However, that one prevails, naturally.
And the other thing in our code is that a farm is defined as more than 10 acres.
It's defined as more than 10 acres.
So this parcel is less than 10 acres, it can't even be a farm.
Yeah. Well, he could go, he could probably pursue it and go through the Aggie department and go through the procedures and get it with more than 4 acres. There's 2 criteria. One is having more than 4 acres and it has to produce,
He doesn't have that.
yeah, no, but I'm saying, I'm asking.
So it's less than 4 is also,
It's 10 and it's 4.
Okay.
And there's 2 different categories and now it has, it's based on gross income.
And what about where it should be located not less than 20 feet from any street line? I mean, this is only up on the top there.
Oh, he's got more than that.
No, I think
No,
that
that's
Oh, you
means,
mean the other?
Yeah, it's the
right,
other
it
way
can't be
around.
closer
That's-
than 20
It can't be
feet.
closer
Right.
than 20 feet. Okay. Really should be on the road though.
So what was the square footage in the new code? Did it say?
It's 49%
49%.
Of the available
Of
of
free
the
area.
available
So
area.
it'd be a 10%. You take 10% of the whole property, then take
Yeah.
49% of that, and that's how large it is.
10%.
I'm just gonna get a new page.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't have it.
But the new code
I've been
doesn't,
around too
doesn't
long.
make it available to anybody unless you have the farm to go with it. Is that correct?
Well, it has to be subordinate to something, I think.
That, you're correct. It-
Yeah.
It says it has to be on the farm.
Right. And it would be an accessory use to the house.
Just did not have these on something.
Anyone want to make a motion to deny this application?
Well, I'd like to make a statement that it doesn't meet the criteria that we just read.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you want to make a motion in that regard?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that according to the zoning law section 11640, and that is T, and it's roadside stands, yes, and that it doesn't meet the criteria. This doesn't mean that it can't be done if it comes out of variance or something, but it just doesn't meet the criteria.
I'll second the motion. Can they get a variance for a retail store?
They might be able to look into the ordinance and find out what else they might be doing, you know? I don't know if a home occupation will fit the criteria, you know, for retail. You have to go through it and look what the permitted use is.
Okay. Roll call. I'm saying yes to the resolution proposed by Art.
Okay.
Okay. Art?
Yeah.
Joanne?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
John?
Yeah.
Cliff.
Did you miss one? Cliff?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Now I have a question. On the bottom of this form here, is this exactly what the person is looking for, or is it just, it says farm market. It doesn't say farm stand.
That's derived from our workshop
It
meeting.
has to be one of the categories on the list for, so this is exactly what somebody's looking for.
That's a sketch preliminary. Cross.
What page is this? So the other one's put to bed now, right?
Yes. Any copies of page 2? There's only copies.
This is probably the environmental short form.
That was Rick's side.
That's all it is.
The one?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
signatures at the bottom.
Is
Here.
that it? We just,
What it-
which one?
I don't think there's any other pages.
Are there more pages?
Oh, that's it.
But this is a fax, that's what.
Yeah, that's why it's compressed.
So what is this done?
This is the one mentioned during the workshop meeting up on Peck Hollow Road. He has a cabin on the, he has a cabin on the east side of Peck Hollow Road. He would like to have that cabin on a 3-acre parcel, because that's what the zoning is out there, I believe. So he's, lot 1 was actually the whole thing, on both sides of the road, prior to this. Now he wants to take a little piece off of the west side of the road, add it to the east side of the road, make that house lot 1 lot of 3.274 acres. So it's a subdivision. With creating at least 3 acres to go with the house lot, with the house. And the rest is all vacant.
So on this application, there's some things missing here. What's the hamlet? Is it Big Indian?
No.
It's what?
Shandaken.
Shandaken.
And what's the zoning district? Because that's missing also. Is it R3?
R3,
Thank
So
you.
that's 3 acres zone?
yeah.
What are the regulations about a road going through one parcel?
Well, it already goes through the parcel.
Yeah, I know, but you want to make it legal, is it a road legal? Legally can go through a 3-acre parcel in the middle?
As far as I know.
So,
The parcel to the south of it also includes a road.
what am I looking at here, John? This is the house, and what is this, a barn next to it or something?
Yes. The garage, this is the house, and this is the garage and the shed.
So this is the house. And what do we have for distance from the boundary line to the corner of the house? We have a line drawn there.
That's the power line.
Okay. Do you know what that distance is? What's the scale on this?
100 feet to the inch,
150 inch?
so looking at 60 feet from the road,
60 feet, and what's
to the
the,
existing cabin.
and what is it in a 3-acre zone? It's a, is it 50 feet on the sides?
I mean, the road's already, the house is already there.
Yeah, I'm just looking to make sure that your line going up the center of the road is. Let's see.
The minimum lot width is 200. The front is 60.
And the side?
Side's 50.
Okay,
The
so,
rear is 60.
okay, so you say it's 50. You say it's 60, so 50 is the side, so it makes it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm just gonna write on, I'm gonna keep this map, okay?
What's the definition of a lot?
That's what I'm looking at. Just like defined boundaries.
So that line, this line was an original line, and then this is what you're adding?
The original was this
Whole thing.
whole thing.
Whole thing, okay, sorry.
That we're cutting this here so that this becomes a lot. This.
Okay, and it goes right down the center of the road, so both of them have a road access, that's correct?
Right. The adjoining lot also goes along the center of the road, the property lines, or up here, I should say. As you see here. And this property comes to the center line, so we cut the center line because that's what the adjoining lots hold. The property line, accepting the rights of the public over the bounds of the Peck Hollow Road.
Now, is is this a preliminary plan? It doesn't
Yes.
mention who owns.
Sketch plan across the, across there, so give the planning board to show the indication of what the landowner wants to do.
The final plan was listed
The final plan has the,
adjacent.
has the names and library pages of adjoining owners.
I'm just wondering why the east boundary is so,
It's along Peck Bushkill.
it's along a creek.
Yes. It's labeled there, Peck Bushkill.
Okay, that's a creek.
Yeah, kill is Dutch for creek. That's why you never say Peck Bushkill Creek, because it already says creek.
Okay. Have to brush up on my Dutch.
So, if the planning board finds, see anything extraordinarily wrong with it, we can have a final ready for next month's.
Well, you still got, this is a sketch plan,
Right.
so you still got a couple more steps.
Don, what are all these structures on the these three structures? What are
The
they?
largest one is the house, where the power line's going to, and then where the driveway goes up to, that's the garage and shed.
Oh, right.
So what were the other steps that you were saying?
Oh, okay. This is the sketch plan, so let me just tell you the procedure for filing for the subdivision application. Pre-application meeting with the planning board, which is what was held, basically, you informed us at the workshop. Okay, then this is the sketch plan, and it says sketch plan showing general concept. Then the next one that comes to us is the preliminary plan showing the proposal in detail. So that would be everything that goes on the sketch, on the site plan, on the plot plan. Then it's reviewed by non-town agencies. Then there's a public hearing on the preliminary plot. And then the planning board makes an action on the preliminary plot. And then the final subdivision review. And then the public hearing. So,
The sketch plan, you can decide whether you want to require topographic information on this subdivision, which in some cases subdivisions should have topographic information because you got to know where the drainage in that is going. On something like this where you've got a big chunk of property that already exists and everything, you may not require the topographic, but that's where the planning board needs to indicate whether you would require that or not.
I don't feel personally, in my opinion, that a two-lot subdivision requires contour lines.
So this is the type of information that
Seems like a lot of work.
needs to come out of the sketch plan review so that the client's not paying money for
Right.
services that he doesn't need.
But you still have to give us the rest of the stuff in detail.
Yes.
And then the non-town agencies,
County.
yeah, so, and health department, I would think also, you know. I can't see them not saying that you can put a septic field on, how many acres then? 8.5 acres. Yeah.
You're gonna show that, right? Is that it, where the well is?
Yes.
Okay. And then it returns to us for a public hearing, and then the planning board does their preliminary plot, and then the final solution, and then public hearing. So,
Right.
yeah, okay. John, just so you know, it's 1059. Yeah, 1059 will give you all the information.
Septic and well for what, the second one?
Do you
No,
want
it's just
topographic
that,
survey
like,
with
we
this?
make it something,
or-
we want to make sure
Do
that
we have
everything's
to take
shown.
formal action on that, or do we make a suggestion?
You can
No,
pass
no,
a sketch
but
plan,
there's nothing
not,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a two-lot
Oh,
subdivision.
the existing
Right,
itself.
and we can also ask them to put in the town contours.
Right.
I just think that as long as,
Yeah, whatever.
whether the second
There
lot.
it is, it's unnecessary, it's already been there.
Spot that the board also yes, reserve area and yes, septic.
but you should get a,
If it was a three-lot subdivision or more, I would say then it goes into a full.
so is that the consensus of
Is
the planning
everyone
board?
in agreement with that?
Of what? I'll just be,
To basically waive the topo and say
Yes.
because it's a two-lot subdivision.
yeah, we don't need to. Contours.
Are we done?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Because we'll see lots more of that. We will see many more of those.
All right. The last one,
Promise?
same thing, sketch plan. The planning board's opinion is
Share. We'll see that.
yeah.
I did 3.1 away.
The other one that was mentioned during the workshop meetings of the Wilson property on Lost Grove Road, next door to the other Wilson property that we already have dealt with. This property is the two other brothers, Wilson brothers, who own a big chunk of the property. Together, they want to split it so each one owns their own. So it's just a sketch plan to indicate to the planning board what the intentions are of the landowner.
Yeah.
I think you've already seen this.
So this here, Paul and Dee Wilson, they own this whole parcel together, then,
Correct. Right,
and they want to split.
right. There's a cabin on the one, the other one. It has a driveway, it has a, it used to have a trailer that they used for a hunting camp, but it's all been smashed in by the trees falling down during the last huge storm we had. They might even take that out by now.
I haven't noticed that. That was up there.
So is this part of the property too? Or is it just these two?
Those two parcels.
This is the other brother.
Are there three brothers?
There's three.
Who owns this one? The other brother?
I don't recall, no.
Oh, okay.
No? Oh, I thought he did. I'm looking at this door.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, the other brother, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead. The other brother owns this. This is where Clark ran.
Mark is there and then, okay.
Okay. And this is the one we approved before, this
Right.
line right here.
Correct.
So this is the third lot that's coming out of this parcel. This was one?
That was
This
one,
two?
and this was, I don't know when they were joined together. This was a separate one, and this was a whole one. There was two lots there, I know. Yeah, what we did last time with this one, the planning
Cut it
board,
this way.
was, he had 3 acres cut out. and
Cut out in the front here on the
And then,
roadside.
then he ended up putting them back together.
Right,
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's right.
because all this property goes up hill.
Yeah.
Right. So. So that'll come before you next month with, again, all the details.
We'll go to, does it go beyond this and go up to this one? Or does Los Tocos stop in it? Does it
No.
stop there? We can-
I had to go on the straight thing to the.
There's a lot of frontage there.
That goes
Yeah.
over.